and welcome to my garage. Well, about a month ago, I decided that I wanted to do lots of seeds this year. So I ordered some shelving and some grow mats and some seed trays, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to show you guys what we're going to be working with this year because it's going to be a lot and it's going to be super exciting. Okay, so please excuse all my mess because we have some furniture over there. But these are 3 shelves that I bought that I'm going to be using for my little grow stations. And they are 5 foot long. You can see right there. And they are 2 foot wide. Now that was really hard for me to find something that was going to be 2 foot wide. They have a lot of them that are smaller than that, but I wanted to get that 2 foot wide by the 5 foot long because I wanted to be able to put in there these 5 sets of trays. So these are the 10-20 trays, and they have 72 cells. I had those stacked on top of each other. So you can see here, I've got them kind of stacked up, but I want to be able to get 5 across it so I can get in lots of good seed production. So these shelves are really nice. I just got them off of Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive. The only thing I wish they did have was wheels. So if I had to change anything, that would be something I would change. And then I ordered these lights. They were from Sunco, and they're actually cheaper ordering them off of their website than ordering them off Amazon. Then I got some of these 4 foot long grow mats. So the thing that I am figuring out is that things work out better in 4 foot. So I ordered these shelves first, and then I was looking into lighting. I should have looked into lighting first. So I could find lights that were 4 foot long, but not 5 foot long. So I had to use a 3 foot long one and a 2 foot long one to be able to get my 5 foot. So I think if I had to do that differently, also I would have done the shelves in 4 foot, but I really wanted to be able to get those 5 trays across to get like the maximum amount of growing space. So this is what they're looking like. I've got everything hooked up together. They all work. I think you can connect up to five or six lights together. And then over on the side, I've got these plugged in over here. And so I just zip tied these little strips here, the power strips. So right now, everything is doing good. I like the way we got everything set up. I may end up having to add more lighting though. So that is going to be something we're going to have to figure out because the lighting you want to be able to disperse across. And as you can see here on the edges, it's not as bright as it's going to be on the center. So maybe we'll just kind of keep the plants rotated, but we'll just kind of see from there how everything goes. So that is my setup for right now. And I want to show you my trays that I'm using. So I went back and forth because I was trying to find the most sturdiest 72 count trays because I want to use these over and over again, but the ones that were more economical. So, you know, you can get the really cheap, flimsy ones from Home Depot, like the ones like that come like with this kind of plastic. You can see that was already torn on the end. But I wanted to get something that was sturdy. So these are the Bootstrap Farmer 72 count tray. They're not the air printing ones. They do have ones that are air printing, but they do have the little hole at the bottom. The air printing ones looked really nice too, but they were a lot more expensive. Now, I can say they are not as heavy duty as their other trays. So you can see how it has a little bit more flex, but it is more rigid than the ones like you buy at Home Depot. This is, let's see here. This is a Bootstrap Farmer here. And this is like the little 4 count. And you can see it's a different type of plastic than this one here. But I still think these are going to work out good. Now, the thing I can say about these, they were really hard to unpackage because they were all stacked on each other. And it felt like they had kind of created a suction. And so I emailed Bootstrap Farmer. They said to put them in the cold or put them in the freezer. And so then I was able to get them apart. But I did crack 4 of them trying to get them apart. As you can see right now, they're wanting to stick together again. I think once they're used and they get a little bit dirty, they won't stick together as much. But anyway, so that was kind of a little troublesome. It took us a while to get those apart. And then as far as the little water trays, kind of wanted to do the same thing here. I wanted a pretty sturdy tray. This is by Sunpack, but I ordered these from Garden Answer. So these were really economical. They're, of course, not as heavy duty. You can see, not as heavy duty as the Bootstrap Farmer one. See how that one's really, really rigid? But I think they're going to be fine for seed starting. I wouldn't want to transport anything in these, like if I was moving it a lot, because I think the sides would end up breaking. But for what we're going to be using it for seed starting, I think it's going to do a good sufficient job. But I may end up ordering some more of the really heavy trays from Bootstrap Farmer because they are really, really one of the best ones. So the heat mats, we'll have to kind of see how they do. Not everything likes to be on heat, but I'm going to be starting a lot of geraniums, and I know geraniums like to be warm. So we're going to have that because we are going to be out here in the garage, and it does stay a little bit cooler, but our temperatures are warming up. I mean, we're here in North Carolina, so we're going to be starting to get some warm temperatures here before we know it. And as soon as I can put everything outside, we're going to be moving everything outside. But I wanted to show you guys the dirt that I'm going to be working with for our little 72 count trays. So over here in my wagon, I have been mixing up. Mary Faith helped me mix. We've got our germination mix. It's just like a local one that I get from our little farm and garden center. And it has a lot of like really lofty material, so it's great for seed starting. But then I also added a bag of compost into that as well. So I'm going to be using the blend that Floret'S uses on her seed starting. She did an experiment where she did added some stuff to her seed starting mix to help her little seedlings to grow on bigger and faster. So I watched her videos and it was really informative. So anyway, so I've got my bale of my germination mixed with a bag of the compost. She called for sifted compost, but the one I used was still pretty lofty. And as you can see, it's not really like, because it's all combined together, there's not any big sticks of anything in there. I use the Daddy Pete's cow manure compost. So I think it's really good. I probably should have added 2 bags to be the right ratio, but my little wagon was already so full. She said she mixes hers on a tarp so she has more room, but I didn't want to have to get out a tarp for that. So then the next thing she uses in it is the kelp meal. Now this one was expensive. This was $29.99 from my local farm and garden store, but I had not looked online because I just wanted to pick up something really fast. I did see this high yield yesterday at Walmart, and it was cheaper, and the bone meal. So we're going to have the bone meal, the blood meal, and the kelp meal. Now, I opened this blood meal yesterday, and my little dog, Ginger, was going berserk. Like she was trying to attack the bag. So just to let you know, if you're messing with this stuff around dogs, they will go crazy. So we're going to go ahead and put that into our mix this all together, and we're going to fill up some trays together. So her mix calls for 6 cups of the bone meal. This is just like, as it says, it's like bone. And we looked it up online, and it's like from poultry and bones from cows. And so just pretty much what it is. It's just ground up bones, burnt bones. So we'll do 6 cups of that. And what I'm trying to do is incorporate it throughout the mixture. So that way I can get a little bit in each section. Whew, trying to get downwind from it so it won't blow my face. You know, it might end up being this whole bag. So that's 3. 4. I know I'm not doing this very well, guys. Oh my goodness, I've had so many distractions today. My phone's been going off like crazy. You can tell the sun's already went down. And I went and got a meatloaf in the oven. 5. Okay. So I'd already did 1 cup earlier. to demonstrate it on my reel. So that will be 5. And then we're going to do 2 1/4 cups of the blood meal. And I've already done 1 cup. So we'll do another cup and a 1/4. And this is same thing, blood from, they said mostly from cows, cow blood. So that's what that is. And that's why Ginger went berserk yesterday. And we'll do a 1/4. And the last one is the kelp. Luckily, this not only takes 3 because it is the one that was $29 a bag. I already did 1 cup earlier, so I'll just do 2 more. And then the fun part is mixing all this stuff in together. She said for them, because they're on such a big scale, that they actually have their supplier that mixes this for them. And that would make a lot of sense. Okay, so 3, 2, and 6. And that's all done. Okay, so let me show you guys what it looks like. That looks funny, doesn't it? So now we have to get all this incorporated in here as best as we can. And then I'm going to store my leftovers so the doggies don't get to it. And I always have to store my biotone and plant tone away from them too. So when I store all of my plant tone and biotone, I have to store it up on the shelf so they don't get into it, because animals do like to eat that kind of stuff. It was really neat on Floret'S experiment. She had 3 trays of flowers that she was growing from seed. I think one of them was straw flower, and I think she had 3 trays of maybe calendula. And the difference in between just plain seed starting mix with a little added fertilizer, and then seed starting mix with this mixture here was tremendous amount of growth. So we want to have some healthy seedlings, and I think this is going to do it for us. And I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Whew. I don't want that in my face. Oh, that bone meal. I think the hardest part about this is just getting it down deep. All right, guys, so I'm going to get all of this mixed together, and I will get back with you, and we're going to fill up some trays and see how that does. We'll fill our trays together for the first time. I'm excited. Okay, guys, so I am going to get started on planting those hardy geraniums, and I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated on how they do. I know where I live at, I have never seen hardy geraniums in the store, so it'll be interesting to grow these in our garden and see how they do. And then I'll update you also on how the soil mix is. Let me know, have you tried doing this soil mix from Floret? I know everything that I've bought from her has just been wonderful. 2 years ago, I did her, I think it was called like a bridal mix of zinnias, and they're beautiful, and they just keep coming back year after year in my garden. They just self-seed every year. They're so beautiful. I know everything that she does, it just is so wonderful. So I'll go ahead and let you guys go, but thank you so much for doing this little experiment with me today. I think it's going to be really neat, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, friends.